I find it hilarious that the victims that Ethel Thurston claims to be fighting for and supporting are fighting against her and speaking up against her.
Alright, hope you know I'm trying to see it too. Alright, 6 figures for the whip. No chance, you catch me down bad.
So, a few days ago on March 14th, Pajama Zoomer tweeted out Essence of Thought update. So Brit Galaxy Brain was one of the first of Lily Orchard's victims to come forward on Tumblr. They recently left this comment on my video. Turns out Ethel doesn't own the screenshots she is claiming were plagiarized by Evangelina Scove. So despite Ethel saying Evangelina stole her research from her series, her research was given to her by Lily Orchard's victims and have long spread on gossip blog sites long before her series came out. So Essence of Thought saying the screenshots are her original work and research is BS. And the text is from Next Legacy account. Those of us who have actually been victimized by Lily Orchard are utterly pissed at Ethel and have tried to get her to understand the harm she's doing to not only us, but Lily's current audience. Myself and one of the other blogs provided those screenshots and context to Ethel during the making of her Lily Orchard series, in the hopes that people would be warned about Lily's predatory behavior. She didn't go painstakingly looking for them. She had people providing them to her on a silver platter. Ethel is just another content creator who used an entire community of abuse survivors for money. She disappeared for over a year in the middle of what was supposed to be an investigation, only to reappear out of the blue, lashing out and attacking people. Ethel does not care about abuse victims. She doesn't care about any of the issues she claims to care about. Ethel is an unhinged, selfish grifter looking for money and control. Now, I completely agree, because Ethel, it seems, was in the middle of this investigation, and it seems like as soon as she got everything she needed from these people, she dipped. Again, made her video and was like, yes, and raked in the money. And what's funny is that Ethel has not said anything about this. She hasn't addressed the victims coming out and speaking out against her. She hasn't addressed any accusations they made, nothing, just about her own video and posting the Israel-Palestine war tweets, that's it. That's it. She hasn't addressed them at all. Remember, like I said, the last post was on the 14th. It's the 19th now, okay? Nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. She's just completely ignoring them, disregarding any of their claims or concerns. Silent. What does that tell you? That tells you that this person's comment on this YouTube video kind of has a lot of weight to it. Because sure, people can make claims all day long, and in some cases, it's fine to ignore those claims, you know? But in this case, especially when you're dealing with someone like Ethel Thurston, who goes so hard on people over the smallest of things, you would expect them to at least say something, right? You would expect Ethel to at least address something about this, but she is completely ignoring it and continuing on as if it's not happening. And like, she's not even denying any of this. So like, come on now. So Lazy Bedhead said, so what you're saying is she doesn't even own the screenshots she's accusing Scov of stealing? And they said, no, not at all. Those screenshots have been circulating for years on places like Tumblr and the forums. People have been keeping an eye on Lily for a long time because she has a habit of mass deleting incriminating things she posts. Can you imagine having the audacity to go after another creator who's platforming these victims' stories for stealing something, a screenshot, that you didn't even look for, that the victims gave you? Can you, the sheer audacity of it all. But that all just brings back to my other video where I said the only reason why she's doing this is because she found out that Vangelina is friends with Rachel Oates. And it's just a tactic for her, another way for her to go after Rachel in some way, shape, or form. They also said, Essence of Thought update 2. Britt and Courtney have come forward on Tumblr about how they feel about Ethel. Courtney is Lily's sister, and Britt was one of Lily's victims. Needless to say, they're not happy with Ethel. Courtney even shows text messages between her and Ethel. And it says, Anonymous asked, wait, are you telling us that the screenshots Ethel is basing her plagiarism claims over weren't even originally provided by her? That's hilarious. She's basically implicating herself in plagiarism. Then considering the use of those screenshots was her entire basis for the claim in the first place. Oh, let's go to the next one. Go to the next one. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Those screenshots have been circulated for years now, and most of the ones she had were provided by me, Onion, Cypher, and others who have made the effort to sort this stuff and get it out to people. Ethel didn't spend hours scrolling tags manually looking for things on her own. She had us helping her. Onion and I were in a group chat with her during the making of at least some of those videos. I'm not even concerned with being named or acknowledged, but Ethel trying to accuse someone else of plagiarism over this is utter BS. And it makes it harder for people to want to cover Lily. They already risk Lily and her fan base going after them. We don't need to add anti-Lily content creators piling this shit too. And I know Ethel knows that she's distracting from the story, the Lily Orchard story, and she's distracting from these victims. I know she knows that because I watched plenty of her videos going through, and I've been deep diving in it, trying to get like the root cause of her hate for Rachel Oates, and then in that there's like trees of other people that she doesn't like because of this. Like, I've been going through it and I've seen her videos. So either Rachel knows that this little attack against Vangelina is a distraction from the Lily Orchard story, or all her videos on almost her entire channel are lies. And she doesn't ever care. And she doesn't ever want to reach out. And she doesn't ever want to be an activist for these victims. There's only those two options, because based on her videos, she knows that this is a distraction. And she's not responding to any of this, as I showed you earlier. She's not talking about it. She's not addressing it. Like, look, even on her community tab, nothing. No addressing whatsoever about the situation. Absolutely not. She's completely ignoring these victims. And there's so much more. Like, look, congrats, Ethel. Your effing greed ruined another chance to get word about Lily out there. Greedy effing snake. And too little too late, Ethel. I'm trying to do something about my pedophile sister and the minors in her influence. I'm not getting in the middle of creator beef again. I already cut my teeth on that with Poppy. You showed up to bitch about plagiarism when you had a chance to do something about Lily. Your intentions have been made clear. It's ridiculous. How are you ignoring this? Hello? You make such a big deal. You make such a big deal over just about everything. And had anybody else been in your place in this situation, you would be video after video after video calling them all kinds of names, like victim blamers, all these different things. You would do that, and you would attack them over this. And here you are, silent as a mouse, nothing to say. What's going on? What is wrong with you? Clearly, the Lily Orchard story was more about money for you than it was about the victims. And whatever, fine. I'm not here to police how YouTubers run their channel, but in your case and in people like yours case, you don't get to moral grandstand over somebody and then pull shit like this. You don't. Your whole channel is attacking people for this type of behavior. Hello? And then Lazy Bedhead tweeted, Courtney accuses Ethel of being a clout-chasing hack for demanding 30% of revenue made off ousting a predator. In search of your effing greed, you silenced all of us victims by cutting us off from the resource. Ethel's only response, my videos are still out there. And it says, my videos are still out there. That's all this is about for her. You want 30% of revenue made off ousting a predator, and in search of your fucking greed, you silenced all of us victims. It's absolutely like, my videos are still out there. So it does sound like Ethel is just trying to gatekeep this Lily Orchard story. Either that, or this is just a petty dig at Rachel Oates. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, if you want to be the kind of content creator that stands up for victims, supports victims, gets their stories out there, you cannot use them basically against somebody else over this 4-year-long beef, one-sided beef that you have. Like, Ethel, take a step outside of yourself for once. Think of other people other than you. Like, maybe, who knows, maybe her intentions in the beginning were to platform the victims, but none of this that's been going on says that at all. And the fact that she hasn't addressed it. She told them my videos are still out there. What? That makes no sense. Why? Please tell me that did not pop up for my recording. I'm not live. I'm not live. Oh, I don't know how to turn that off. Okay. Thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the shout out if you're lucky enough to subscribe while I'm recording a video. Carry on. Anyways, on another note, so Ethel kind of went after the people that have been supporting Evangelina. And at one point I had asked for a screenshot because someone had said that she was accusing us of being part of Gamergate, I guess. But I said, I feel so smart. Like, I'm a freaking genius. I got to record the next Ethel video earlier so I can show my genius take on the Minecraft YouTuber stuff, which, don't worry about that. But Yuji said, got that screenshot for you. And it says, Ethel, as one trans person to another, I think you need to step back from the internet. It's clearly not good for you right now. You need to focus on your own health and well-being first and foremost. And this whole fight over Lily Orchard of all people is dragging you down. And she said, I appreciate the concern, but my health is fine. The majority of the people siding with Scove are known sexual predators or people who continue to work with them or were people I was up against during Gamergate. It's like being back in 2014, 2015. My plans continue as normal. And I said, oh my God, I love how she doesn't name who these people are. Most likely because she's a liar. Like, what a way to deflect. What a way to deflect from criticism than by calling the people criticizing you and sticking up for your obvious fake allegation that's not true. A nice way to call us, all predators and all Nazis and part of Gamergate. I wasn't even online for Gamergate. Okay, I have been in the midst of watching a 6-hour-long video going over Gamergate 1, and I still don't get it. Okay, no. However, there is somebody. Hannah Animal or Hannah Clark commented, and she said, dropping this here. And this was under me saying, Ethel, the people supporting Scov are people I went up against during Gamergate. Also, Ethel doesn't name who because she doesn't want anyone to verify her claim. Seems weird not to say who when she's more than happy to name names in every other case. Also, her videos at the time, 2014, were about atheists. When the fuck was she involved in Gamergate? Now, the video clip is from Omegon's video, and he's a YouTuber with 126,000 subscribers. So I wanted to let you guys know who is speaking in this video first.
What I thought we'd do is go through a bit of the fallout, because there has been some, and it is of course worth addressing. First tweet though that we really should highlight. Me looking through Scov's largest supporters, noting how the majority of them are known bigots, predators, and members of the MRA community during Gamergate. This is really the best they could muster, huh? Now this could reference me, because I have been very open about my vocal beliefs concerning men's rights over the years, and I did appear on the scene, as it were, during the time of Gamergate. I'm not a bigot, certainly not a predator, but I'm not a member of the community either of MRAs. I've always been fairly removed, and I mentioned myself in this because you have in the past made a video on me. I should point out, if someone is a member of the MRA community, that does not inherently mean they are wrong. It is just your way of trying to use limited characters, although you have plenty spare, to pigeonhole somebody to dismiss their criticisms levied against you. Not that you can handle an iota of criticism in the first place, you do liberally apply the block button.
I could only dream to be that eloquent when I'm insulting someone. You know, one can dream. Anyways, this is who Omegon pretty much thinks that that's about him. And I guess Ethel did make a video about him too. Like this has been a thing. Like I'm just being introduced to her, but apparently this has been a thing. But yeah, so Ethel, I wasn't online for Gamergate. I wasn't online until 2020 in COVID, like the rest of us. Okay. I'm definitely not a predator. Don't know who you could be referring to there. I'm not alt-right. I don't know I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a Kiwi farmer. I'm none of those things. I am just me, an agent of chaos, and someone who didn't really like the way you were going after another person for no reason other than they were friends with somebody else, and then finding out that that's pretty much your shtick, and thought, give her a taste of her own medicine. So that's all I am. I'm just a petty bitch. So anyways, that's all for the video. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you subscribe while I'm recording, apparently you'll get a shout out. So have a wonderful day. Goodbye.